Hi, this is my WalkAway video. I had done one before and it got cut off, so I'm redoing it and I'm really glad I'm doing a second one because it's more in depth than I think we might phrase it as. It's not walking away from the Democrats or the Democratic plantation, although that's part of it. But what we're really walking away from is the erosion of the Constitution, is the disparaging and diminishing attitude towards what the Founding Fathers established as the United States of America. So mine, I'll make it short, though it could be long, but I'm going to make it short. So I've seen some really short ones and they're fantastic. Is that I was raised in a very left-wing household. My father was, I wouldn't even say a rabid liberal, though I used to frame him that way or refer to him that way, but he actually was communistic. He tried to join the Communist Party during, I think it was World War II. He dodged getting into, he was a draft dodger basically. He pretended he was insane so they wouldn't draft him into the army, which is really shameful. His brother went in, I think he was in the Marines, but anyway, my father was not into that. I think he was terrified to death, to be honest. In any case, he fed me and my sister daily on what his belief system was, which was anti-government, anti-American. He was a first-generation immigrant. I'm second generation on his side. His parents literally came over from Sicily on Ellis Island. You know, they didn't have their name changed because their name wasn't that difficult, but otherwise they would have. And my grandparents made a real life here. My grandmother was a seamstress, my grandfather was a tailor, very Sicilian traditional occupations, and they had their own businesses and owned property and even a little oil derrick. And they did well for themselves here, and they didn't complain about America or hate it. In fact, they were so blessed and so appreciative. My father, for whatever reason, hated it and transferred that to me, like through osmosis and through very definite statements continually through my childhood. So I grew up that way, and I was a bleeding heart liberal, and I did all liberal things in protests and was just, had that view, that worldview, and the worldview where you don't think for yourself, where you don't examine, you don't question. It's important to question any side. So in the end, when right after my son was born 19 years ago, I came to Christ, and in that amazing transformation of becoming a new creature in Him, over a period of probably 2 years, I would say, 2 to 3 years, my politics completely changed. And I started realizing that conservatism wasn't the enemy, that I had shared the same morals, the same values, and I was changed on the inside. So I wasn't this renegade person who just wanted my own way to do what I wanted and nobody tell me what to do. That was gone for me. And I renounced all that stuff. I didn't want it in my life because it's just self-centered, really. And then you justify your self-centeredness. In any case, now, when in the 2016 election, just before it, I'd been living in Australia for many, many years, where I came to Christ, and I came back. I felt the Lord was leading me back. I worked with Native American kids on a reservation, and that was during the election, and they were incredibly blue there, but most of the state I was in, South Dakota, was red. In any case, but it was like you could not say anything. And when I came back to America, I couldn't even believe how divided it was. It was just shocking and so disheartening. Nonetheless, I got to vote in the snow for President Trump before he was president. I'd been praying for him for months. I wanted to vote for him initially. I was a Ben Carson person. But when he decided to stop campaigning and he withdrew, I just looked to the Lord and said, well, who am I going to support now? What is this, Lord? And when he told me it was Trump, I was like, huh? What? That man? And then he showed me behind the scenes what was really going on and how we needed a man like that for this time. Someone who could, We didn't pull any punches. Someone who, in the dogfight of the media, would actually come up on top because they're vicious. And people who are soft-spoken, who are not fighters, are just not going to make it in this kind of system. And that God chooses who he chooses, like he chose Cyrus, and he brought Israel back to its senses. And I believe this is part of the plan for President Trump, to bring America back to its senses and to honor the Constitution. It's like the Constitution has absolutely been desecrated for decades now. And whether it's the Second Amendment, whether it's the lack of value for life itself, inside or outside the womb, where the people's rights are diminished, the surveillance, all of that. We need to return to what this country was founded on. And I believe that's what we're really walking away from. The corruption, not just the left, yes, the left. It can be a myriad of different stances. But yeah, the left embodies it. But it's walking away from the lie that this country is to be run by money mongers, by the political elite, by globalists. No, this country is to be run for, by, and with the people. And I'm so thankful that I was shown through the Lord what really matters. And each one of us does. And that's what this country should be about. So God bless you all. And that's my walk away.